Litecoin and Bitcoin breakout. What's up, guys? Crypto Savvy here. Today we're going to take a look at Litecoin, and then we're going to take a look at Bitcoin and kind of look at the targets. This is going to be a real quick video. I'm taking a quick lunch break to get this into you guys. I do want to ask though, if you guys think it would be better if I did a Litecoin video and then a Bitcoin video separate, or just keep them both together. It seems like the longer the video, the less views it gets. So if you would, I'd appreciate it if you leave your comments down below and let me know what you think, if I should do two videos or just keep them both into one. I'd appreciate you guys' feedback. And without further ado, let's get into the charts.
1, 2, 3, jump!
All right, guys, as always, I want to start out by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion and my view of the market only. Anybody that's doing any trading or investing in this market, I suggest to do your own due diligence and your own research, as this market can be extremely volatile and risky. Also, keep in mind that it is still a speculative market. So, with that being said, if you're new here or you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button in the lower right-hand side of the screen. That'll get you subscribed. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. And then if you would, smash those likes, leave a giant thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of the video, and let me know if you think there's anything I can do to improve the videos. So, with that being said, let's get into the charts. This is the weekly Litecoin. As you can see, I still have the rising wedge here that we broke out of right here. Came back down, tested it for support. We got support, got to bounce up. Now in the weekly, it looks like the 55 EMA, which is this yellow line here, is going to be our next resistance around between the 60 and the $60 and 50, or the $64 and $64.50 range. And I believe that's going to be a heavy resistance there. Not to say that we actually correct from there, but until we get up there and see how that plays out and we get some more data on it. But that's what I'm looking at now for heavy resistance there. As you can see right here, the 21 EMA, the 8 EMA has crossed the 21 EMA. And that's where we got getting this push up from. Yeah, so that's what we're looking at now, guys. Looking for this support line here to hold in the weekly. Take a look at the RSI in the weekly real quick, and as you can see, obviously making a nice move up. And if we look over here at this last peak, we've broke it right there. It was around the 54 in the RSI, and we've broke up from there. And then this next peak is around the 60.1, somewhere in that area will be the next resistance in the RSI. So let's look at the daily and see what the RSI looks like also in that. Here we are with the daily chart. You can see my targets up here, and I'll run through real quick and just show you where I get those targets. So looking here, obviously this is where we broke out of the rising channel here. Let's go into the RSI, and as you can see, I've had this rising wedge drawn here, and it still seems to be holding fairly well with holding as support on the bottom. And I do believe it's possible we do come up to touch the top of this again. And that's why I am still bullish here, just like I said yesterday. And I get a lot of flack for that. I have a lot of people, saying I'm always bullish or whatever. Well, I have reason to be right now. Everything's looking pretty good in the charts. And as you guys know, I don't use a lot of indicators and all that. I think it's a lot of noise. But right now, what I'm looking at, as you can see, I just drew this trend here. If we break above this, that's obviously our momentum up. And if we don't, then we're looking at, if we break the bottom of this rising wedge here, if we break this support. Now keep in mind, in the daily, we could have a big drop, come down and get back up before the end of the day, and it would still remain in here. So just keep that in mind if you guys are watching the RSI here. I'm going to get rid of this line. Let's go into the daily. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna skip that. We're gonna go into the 4 hour. Like I said, I'm gonna try to make this video really quick, guys. I hope this helps you guys out. But anyway, you can see the lines I had drawn in here. Support became new resistance, and then we had this line here. Well, we broke back above here, and now we're broke above this resistance line, which was old support back here. And I believe, you know, we still have more upward momentum to go. We may come back down, test this, and get a bounce up. But if we do break down through this, then obviously we're looking back down towards this line. So now we're going to go into the 1 hour, look at the targets, and see where we're at with that. So, you know what? I'm going to go back to the daily real quick. Sorry, guys, I'm bouncing around here. I'm just, like I said, trying to get this in real quick. But as you can see here on my 200 EMA, which is this line here, we've crossed it with the 8, the 21, and the 13 EMA exponential. And we look here, this is the 55 EMA. And I'm looking at for these to cross around the between the 25th and the 29th. Time is really hard to judge, guys, on the charts, but that's where I'm looking at. And that would be, if these two lines cross, that's a huge bullish sign for me if we can stay above it for, you know, a couple days or whatever. And I believe that'll be a good bullish sign. That'll be a golden cross. I know some people use the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA, but I use the 50 MA and the 200 MA. I use the EMAs, and the ones I'm using is 200 and the 55 EMA. So anyways, let's go into the 4 hour chart now and look at these targets. All right, so I had this bull flag drawn here. And if we do a measured move off the bull flag where it broke out down here up to the top, and we bring this up here, that's where I get my target of the 68.80, between the $68 and $69 range here. And then zoom in a little bit and I'll show you where I got this target right here, the $60 target. And that would be looking at this line right here as a bull flag, or the flag pole. And then this would be the bull flag, and do a measured move off of this where it broke out. And that's where I get the $59 to $60 range target. Let's zoom in a little bit, zoom out a little bit, and kind of take a look at these other targets, guys, that I have drawn here that I'm still looking at. Zoom down a little bit. Excuse me. All right, looking at this line here, which is a 4120 range, we use that as the neckline, and this was a Adam and Eve. We would do a measured move off of this Adam and bring it up and put it right back on that 4120 range, and that also gets us to that $60 target. So that's two things pointing at that. And the other one we could look at would be from right here as a neckline, which is the 46.68 area, and that would be a cup and a handle. And I don't put a whole lot of weight on this, guys, but I still like to take a look at it and get our target off there if it was to play out. And that would get us up to this target up here of the $72 range. Now there's one more I want to look at, and that would be using this line here at the 5140 range, and that would be a cup and this little handle right there. So we'll take a measured move off of that one also. We would measure from the 5120 range down to the bottom of the cup. And again, guys, these aren't exact. Sorry about that. These aren't exact, but they give us a good estimate. So gonna look at that target, and that would be around the $80 range. So $80 to $81 range. So then the next thing I was looking at a possibility of is this being a big cup, and then we still form a handle here, but that would take us down below this channel. So I'm not too sure about that one either, but I'm still going to do a measured move. If we're watching this and we do see that developing, we would do a measured move off of here and go to where we would break out, which would be the top of that line also. Sorry guys, my charts are laggy for some reason. And we go up, and that would bring us up to this $90 range for our target. But first off, guys, these are the targets I'm looking at, is the $60 to $65 and then the $69 range as of right now for Litecoin. I'm going to get rid of these. Kind of clear these off the chart here. I don't know what's going on. My charts are lagging. There's crap popping up. But anyways, those are my targets for Litecoin. And we'll take a look at the RSI on the 4-hour also real quick. Well, that's the one we just looked at. So let's look at the hourly, just see if we see any patterns forming. I don't usually use a lot in our hourly. We are oversold here, so we could get a bounce back down to a drop back down to this range and then possibly continue up. But as of right now, like I said, I'm still looking at the higher targets, guys. So let me get back out of this. Put it back in the 4-hour. All right, let's move on to Bitcoin. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, please subscribe by ticking the notification bell on the right. Sorry, please subscribe by ticking the subscription button on the lower right hand side of the screen. Tick the little notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Smash those likes, leave your comments, let me know what you think. Don't forget to leave comments, let me know if you think I should make 1 or 2 videos, if I should split up the Litecoin and Bitcoin. So anyways, looking at the weekly, I had this symmetrical triangle drawn here, which we popped out of, came back down in, popped out of, came back down, tested it for support, got support, and now this 13 EMA right here, which is the white EMA coming down, is acting as resistance along with this top of this falling wedge I have drawn in here. And then on the bottom, we have the 8 EMA, which is acting as support. Whoops. Which is acting as support right here. So we're kind of bouncing in the middle there. And if we do get this bounce up, you know, our next area of resistance is around the $4,300 range. Let's look at the daily chart and see what that looks like. All right. Like I said, looking at this falling wedge, the top of this falling wedge here, we could get resistance. If we do get resistance there, guys, and it does come back down, you know, I gave you the target yesterday. I'm looking at coming down to test the bottom of this symmetrical triangle. Zoom in so you guys can see it right here. And that, I believe this is going to become our long-term trend line. If you guys don't know already or you haven't watched my videos, I do believe these were our lows right here, just to let you guys know. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. It's just my opinion. So if we don't get up, I do have my target right here at 39.70. And if we do get above this, you know, I'm sure we'll get some resistance here. Maybe come back down, test the top of this falling wedge if we were to break out, and then continue up from there. But if we were to go down, we could possibly come down, and I would be looking for a bounce off of the bottom of this symmetrical triangle, which becomes long-term support in my opinion, which would be right around the 35 to 35.50 range. Excuse me. So let's take a look at the RSI, see if that's telling us anything. Okay, the daily RSI, as you can see, been getting support. And now I have this line drawn here, which we could end up riding up, and that's why I do believe we have more upward range to go. this is kind of sloppy, but this could be a head and shoulders with the left shoulder, inverted head and shoulders, I'm sorry, left shoulder, head, right shoulder up. But I am looking for more upward movement still, guys. I believe we have plenty more to go, in my opinion. I think if we break this, you know, we're definitely going to get some more upward movement. So, and again, guys, this is my opinion only. So let's go into the 4 hour and see what that looks like on Bitcoin. As you can see, I had this channel drawn in here that we've stayed inside, and for a while I had this drawn in the middle as this could be a rising wedge, but it ended up breaking through and then using the bottom of this as support or resistance now. So I do believe, you know, it's possible for us to come back up here, and that would give us, you know, the higher highs that I'm talking about. So let's look at the measured moves on those. All right, so excuse me. On this one here, I did a measured move off of this. Measured this flagpole to the breakout. It'd be over here. And that brings me to the 4170 range, which would be obviously old resistance all the way across. So, and if we were to break that, which I do think is possible, then we move up to the higher targets. It should get us up into this range. This is the peak of this symmetrical triangle here, and I believe we'll definitely get some resistance there. And if we were to continue and break through that, I do have the Adam and Eve here measurement, which would bring us to, if we use this neckline right here around the 4179 area, bring it down. I do not understand why that keeps happening today. And we bring it back up to where we would break out, would be up at the 4179 range. Then we go up, look at the target, and that's what gets me the 5250 target. Now, also looking at the possibility of the $5,000 range, and I'll show you how I got that one. If we measure this symmetrical triangle at the widest point, and take that measured move, bring it up to where we broke out of the triangle, and that gets me to the $4,900 to $5,000 range, $4,950 to $5,000, right in here. So that's where I get those two targets, guys. And again, that's if we can break up through this and then come back down, maybe touch it for support, test it for support, and then continue on up. And then these are my targets if we break this. But I do see us getting up to at least this 3970 first off. And I guess that's about it for today, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry it's kind of rushed through, and you know, like I said, I just took a lunch break to hurry up and get this on there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe, and you can subscribe now by clicking the Crypto Savvy logo above my head. Tick the notification bell to get notified when I post videos. Smash those likes, give it a giant thumbs up, and leave your comments down below. Don't forget to comment on if I should split the videos up in two or not. Thanks, guys. Hope everyone has a great day.